Two men, two different personalities, two of the most infamous names in criminal history. One was known for his confidence, intelligence, and ability to manipulate the people around him. The other lived a quiet and isolated life while hiding a dark secret from the world. Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer became symbols of evil in completely different ways. Their crimes shocked society, changed criminal investigations, and left many people asking the same question: who was more dangerous? In this comparison, we will analyze Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer through their backgrounds, personalities, criminal behavior, investigation, and the psychological differences that separated them. This is not about celebrating them. It is about understanding how two individuals developed into some of the most studied criminals in modern history. Ted Bundy was born in 1946 in Vermont, United States. During his childhood, he appeared to many people as a normal young man. He was intelligent, academically successful, and socially capable. As he grew older, Bundy developed strong communication skills. He learned how to appear trustworthy and confident, which later became one of the most important parts of his criminal behavior. People who knew him often described him as charming and ambitious. He studied psychology and law, and he appeared to have a promising future. However, behind this public image was a very different person. Jeffrey Dahmer was born in 1960 in Wisconsin, United States. Unlike Bundy, Dahmer was known as a more isolated and withdrawn person. His childhood included feelings of loneliness and difficulty connecting with others. During his teenage years, he became increasingly isolated and struggled socially. While Bundy built a successful public identity, Dahmer became someone who lived more privately. Their early lives show two very different paths. Bundy was someone who learned how to connect with people. Dahmer was someone who struggled to connect with people. One of the biggest differences between Bundy and Dahmer was how they interacted with the world. Ted Bundy was highly skilled at creating a positive image. He could appear friendly, intelligent, and trustworthy. This ability allowed him to manipulate people's perceptions of him. His personality was based heavily on deception. He understood how others viewed him and used that image to hide his true behavior. Jeffrey Dahmer was different. Rather than being socially successful, he was often described as quiet and disconnected. He avoided attention and maintained a private lifestyle. However, both individuals shared some dangerous traits. They both showed a lack of empathy toward their victims and demonstrated a willingness to continue harmful behavior over long periods of time. The difference was in their approach. Bundy operated through social manipulation. Dahmer operated through secrecy and isolation. When comparing criminal behavior, the most important difference is not simply what they did, but how they operated. Ted Bundy moved between different locations and created different identities. His ability to adapt and appear normal made him difficult for investigators to understand. He used his intelligence and social skills to avoid suspicion. Jeffrey Dahmer, on the other hand, spent much of his criminal activity in one location. His behavior was connected to secrecy and maintaining a hidden life. This created two different challenges for law enforcement. Bundy's challenge was identifying someone who could blend into society. Dahmer's challenge was discovering what was happening behind a private door that few people questioned. The investigations into both men revealed weaknesses in law enforcement and changed how future cases were handled. Ted Bundy became known for repeatedly escaping suspicion and avoiding capture. His intelligence and ability to manipulate situations created major challenges for investigators. Eventually, evidence and police work connected him to his crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer's case developed differently. His activities remained hidden for years until authorities discovered evidence that revealed the reality of what had been happening. The investigations showed an important lesson. Danger does not always look the same. Sometimes danger appears as someone who is confident and convincing. Other times it hides behind isolation and secrecy. So, who was more dangerous, Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer? The answer depends on how we define danger. If we look at social manipulation, Bundy stands out. He was able to create trust, influence people's opinions, and maintain a convincing public image. If we look at secrecy and hidden behavior, Dahmer represents a different type of threat. His ability to maintain a private double life allowed him to avoid detection for years. Both men demonstrated extreme criminal behavior, but their methods were completely different. Ted Bundy showed how dangerous manipulation and deception could be. Dahmer showed how dangerous isolation and secrecy could become. Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer remain two of the most studied criminals in history because they represent two different sides of criminal psychology. One used charm and deception, the other used isolation and secrecy. Their stories remind investigators and society that understanding criminal behavior requires looking beyond appearances. A person can appear normal while hiding disturbing actions, which is why investigation, evidence, and awareness remain essential. This was the crime comparison, where we don't just compare crimes, we compare the minds behind them.